Hello and welcome again to Digitizing Your Expertise. Now, if you're an educator or consultant and you're retired, you're maybe tired, burnt out, overworked, or you're close to retirement, but you have all this wealth of knowledge and experience in your years of working in your area of expertise, we are talking about how to digitize your expertise so you get much more results with less work. So we have mentioned before how you can digitize your expertise into ebooks, create online courses, right? And even market them online. But today we're starting to look at another option, which is podcasts. How to create podcasts. How do you take your expertise, your experience over the years and turn them into podcasts? But we're going to look at simple things. So let's just dive into it right now of actually showing you about podcasting. All right. Now, what is a podcast? We're going to deal with what is a podcast. We're going to deal with why a podcast. We're going to deal with how podcast works. All right. And then from how podcast works, we're going to deal with the whole issue of planning your podcast. All right. With planning your podcast is very important so you can actually get the design right before you actually start doing your podcast, and then how to make money with your podcast. All right. So what is a podcast really? All right, let's look at it. It's a series of audio files. It's really recording yourselves in audio. Now, remember I said in the beginning that you will actually be doing some research and you'll be recording videos. When you think about it, there are platforms where you can record both audio and video at the same time. But really and truly, a podcast is just an audio file that people can listen to at any time. All right. Now, users can subscribe to listen to your podcast live, as well as you can get it when the podcast is downloaded. All right. Now, your podcast is like a personal radio station. You have your radio station where you come on and you manage everything. You deal with all the ads, you deal with all the breaks in between, you manage how things run. So it's like a radio, but you are managing everything, you are doing everything on it. All right. Users can download your files, your audio files, your recordings, and listen to them anytime, anywhere. Basically, that's what a podcast is. It's just having audio files available for people to subscribe or download at any time they can want, or anytime they can use it, anytime they can listen to you, right? Whether they want to log in live and listen, or they want to download and listen later on, right? Doing whatever they want to do. Why podcast? Now, podcast is really increasing in terms of people attending and listening to podcasts. Well, why is that? Why are people listening to more podcasts now? All right. Well, they're listening without, because you have to look at the screen. You don't have to wait and watch the screen to learn what you want to learn or hear what you want to hear. And podcast is virtual, have a lot of variables. You can have podcasts for audience, community, or clients. Now, your audience is not the same as your client. Audience are people who just want to hear what you have to say. Your community are people who are synchronized with you. They're in one with you. They're really agreeing with you. They're really connecting with you and communicating with you, exchanging ideas and information. That's your community. But your clients are those who actually pay you to learn from you. So you can have a podcast that works for any one of these groups. All right. Now, it's easy to access on all devices, whether it's on your phone, your website, your laptop, your tablet, your podcast. You can even have your podcast on what you call these media devices, small media devices called MP3 players or MP4 players. And you can have your podcast there. People can use it and access it while they're doing work. You know, say they're cleaning, washing their car, doing something else, they can actually have their headphones on and listen to their podcast. Right? So it's really multitask friendly. All right. Your podcast also gives people the freedom to choose the episode they want to listen to. They can go back to one episode that they liked before and choose a different episode. So that's what's nice about podcasts. They can be doing multiple things while listening to the podcast, while learning from you. And it builds community relationship. It actually allows you to build a relationship with people who are like-minded, who want the same solutions, who like to listen to the same station. You know, we talk about the personal radio station. So it builds a kind of community relationship. You can have giveaways, promotions, And all these things can be done on a podcast and it can go for any length of time. It's up to you. All right. How does podcasts work? Now we're going to deal with how podcasts work next week. All right. Next time. So right now, we just want to say, hey, thanks for listening. Because right now, we're going to deal with what podcast. We're just dealing with what podcast in a while is the podcast. Next time around, we're going to talk about how podcasts work, and then we're going to talk about planning your podcast, and then we're going to deal with making money with your podcast. So for right now, if you want any information related to podcasts directly from me, just click the link below. It will send you to my calendar, and you can book a time where we can meet and connect and talk about podcasting, or just simply digitizing your expertise into different formats. All right? So click the link below. Check my calendar, book a time, we'll connect. All right. See you inside. And thank you for watching podcasting or digitizing expertise using podcasts. All right. Bye bye.